This paddle racket weighs less than your smartphone and has just broke the sport forever. And here's why every pro player I know is making the switch to the HEAD Ultralight ONE. What's up, Padel family? Today we are diving deep into what might be the most revolutionary racket release of 2025. I've been testing this for 3 weeks and the results are honestly shocking. But first, let's talk about the biggest problem in Padel right now. Traditional rackets are getting heavier, more powerful, but also harder to control. Players are developing tennis elbow, struggling with maneuverability during fast exchanges, and losing precision on finish shots. That's where HEAD said enough and completely reimagined what a paddle racket could be. Meet the HEAD Ultralight ONE. And yes, that one stands for the revolutionary one-hole technology. At just 300 grams, this is officially the lightest Padel racket on the planet. First impressions? This thing feels like air in your hands. Balance is incredible, and look at this finish. It comes in 2 colors, the sleek white version and a stealth black option. The HEAD logo has this premium, almost holographic quality that screams high-end engineering. The shape is perfectly round with a 38mm beam width, making this clearly designed for adult players, not juniors. Now let's get into the tech that makes this racket special, because there's some serious engineering here. Starting with the hitting surface, this is a 12K carbon fiber. For those wondering what that means, 12K refers to 12,000 carbon filaments woven together. This provides significantly more stability and consistent ball response compared to a fiberglass material. Moving to the core, HEAD uses this control EVA foam. Now, EVA foam comes in different densities, and this is on the softer side of the spectrum. Watch what happens when I press it. If you can see that the softness translates to incredible shock absorption. Your arm takes less punishment, but more importantly, you get better ball control because the foam grabs the ball significantly longer on the contact. But here's the game changer: HEAD's one-hole technology. Traditional rackets have multiple holes throughout the face. HEAD engineered this with strategic hole placement that creates what they call the sweet zone expansion. Can you just imagine the level of research has been put on this racket? There's only one hole, and still this paddle racket is the lightest on earth. What this means practically is that off-center hits feel more centered and your margin for error increases dramatically. Near the throat, you'll notice the Oxatic 2.0 technology. This is where the racket face actually expands slightly on the ball contact, absorbing more impact energy. It's counterintuitive. When most materials compress under force, Oxatic materials expand. The surface has this sandpaper-like texture that's perfect for generating spin. Let's hear the sound. Nice, right? Also, the handle is longer than average, which HEAD designed specifically for double-handed backhands. You can just see how comfortably I can hold this racket on double hand. If you are transitioning from tennis or just prefer that two-handed stability, this extra length is a game changer. Alright, enough talk. Let's see how this performs where it matters, on the court. First test, maneuverability during fast exchanges. At 300 grams, this thing moves like lightning. The light weight means I can change direction instantly, recover faster, and my arm isn't fatigued even after long rallies. Next, the sweet spot. Being round shaped, this racket has the largest possible sweet spot. But does one hole technology actually work? I'm hitting balls intentionally off center, and wow, shots that would normally fly wild are staying controlled. That's the technology working. Now for the big question, power. This is marketed as a control racket, so I expected less explosive power. And yes, compared to power focused rackets which I have tested earlier, it's not as aggressive. But here's what surprised me. The control is so good that I can swing harder while maintaining precision. So the power is just there, it's just more predictable. Defensive plays, blocks, drops, shots, and lobs. This is where the racket absolutely shines. The soft EVA core absorbs space beautifully, and the large sweet spot means even rushed defensive shots find their mark. Those deep lobs, the ball carries surprisingly well for such a light racket. No issues in the reach or depth. So, who's this racket for? Three specific player types. First, beginners who want premium equipment that won't fight against them as they learn proper technique. Second, intermediate players suffering from arm fatigue or tennis elbow with heavier rackets. And third, advanced players who prioritize finesse and placement over raw power. Think strategic players rather than power baseliners. Here's my honest rating breakdown. For power, I would like to give 2.5 out of 5. For control, 4.5 out of 5. Exceptional precision and forgiveness. For spin, 4 out of 5. That textured surface really grabs the ball. For handling, perfect 5 out of 5. Best maneuverability I have ever tested. Overall, I would like to rate this paddle racket 4.2 out of 5. Outstanding for its intended purpose. See, let's be honest, the HEAD Ultralight ONE isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It's a precision instrument for players who value control, comfort, and maneuverability over raw power. If that sounds like your game, this could be the perfect racket upgrade. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you team power or are you team control? Also, let me know which racket review I shall do in the next video. Till then, play paddle.